Alright, welcome back everyone. Here we are through, oops, just knocked off one of my lights there. I have to re-glue that. But, welcome back everyone. Here we are through day 13 of the Sea Breeze book Nook build. Coming together, I think, there's an outside shot we're going to finish up tonight. Going to have to see how things roll as we go, but I think we're going to get there. It's going to be touch and go. But if you're new here, this is what I do. I buy these kits and build them step by step, mostly in real time. You get to see all my successes and all my failures, how I hopefully fix those inevitable failures as they come up. Upload daily, just try and have a good time. We're not changing the world, we're just building silly little models and having fun. If you've seen any kits or sets or builds that you want me to take a shot at, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'm always looking to add on to my list, and I've got the most intelligent audience on YouTube, so you'll always provide me with good options. Without any further ado, let's jump in and get going. Excuse me there. Don't need you at this moment. I'll work on this guy, so let's see here. Where are we at? The instructions are on these parts. I'm thinking they're sort of hit or miss. It seems like they skip over a lot of the details, sort of leave you to figure it out. But I think these are all the pieces I'm going to need. Alright, and first thing, this is for our go across our windows up here. So I'm going to go with a little bit of the old V7000 to hold that on. Run me the strip. Lead strip, whatever you want to call it, straight across. And just plop you in. Give it a little swizz back and forth to spread the glue out, and then try and get it fairly close to centered. Alright. Now, and down here, we go, this guy goes into our little nook there, so actually, I'm going to trim that down a little bit to get her to fit in better. Maybe, yeah, I think that'll work. We're going to be looking at it from this side. So actually, let me see if I can't, there, put that in there, and yeah, I think that'll show off our little pot a little bit better in that little nook. So that means I'll put it on this side, favor that side. So I can have my and then, okay, this side goes up there next to the little cross member there. It's supposed to go up flush, which gets pretty close with those things, so that's good. That's, don't have a lot of surface area here, so I'm gonna just go bead on the bottom part and on our little things there, and hopefully drop you in, get you to sort of, yeah, okay. And, oh, just saw these guys, okay. So, they're sort of, like it's just sort of, see there's no, those guys just appeared. They didn't really show us they were going to be that. And same thing, I say it's sort of, it's very, it seems like they're skipping a lot of what I would think be important parts in the instructions here, but we'll persevere and carry on. Looks like this is supposed to be sort of almost center. Get it to go down into the center. I'll go the other way. Okay, that's... Don't need glue for that because it's not going in. Okay. This is going to be the same way. This is sort of supposed to be... Looks like the window, it's supposed to look like the window's cracked, I think. So, in there. Yeah, that pressure is just going to hold that in. You don't have to... Doesn't need any glue with that. Now, it calls for like more of that sponge stuff here. So I'm just not feeling that stuff. I don't think it. I just don't think this. It's supposed to. We're eventually supposed to put roses on it. I don't even know if they tell us that, but I did spot that later on. Yeah, they. I think they skip. Yeah, like I said, then the roses just appear in the next step. But I say I'm just gonna, rather than have those 3 pots over there, I'm just gonna try and sort of spread them out on either, you know, 1 over here and 2 over there. Is my plan right now. So let's see, this is the tall one, so I'll put you this end. Here. Actually, I think I'll put them. The shutters get in the way there, so put them in front of the window. Maybe make this one's a little bit shorter. Yeah, so that's going to be my plan. So. On the back side of the bottom. Yep. That seemed to work. Okay. Let's see. It says this guy, oh, it's just got the dotted line. It says to fold it. I guess I sort of tried to round it. I guess it's folded all the way over, make a sort of a flat part in the middle. I say the dotted lines on the back there. So maybe get the ruler out here and see if I can get it to cooperate. It's not wanting to. Okay. Okay, sort of gives us a little bit of a flat top there, so that might work. It's supposed to go above our lower door here. So let's just do bead along the back and a bead along the top maybe. Okay, yeah, that worked better than I thought I was going to, yeah. It popped right in place. Sort of, kind of. Let's see. Oh yeah. I was about to do our windmill. Oh, we're not ready for windmills yet. Not windmill, wind chimes. Got another eave to make here. Got Let's see, got the slightly angled bits we want to go. Make sure we got them all facing the same way. Right. Them angled like that, because you know the deal. We're going to mount that. Yeah. So super glue time, I believe. My personal favorite, the old Gorilla super glue. Clean that off. How much off of there as I can get. If I can not hit my fingers, maybe. Big maybe. There it goes. Just saw I forgot Snoopy, so I got that fixed. Okay. Not perfectly straight, but I think I'll satisfy myself with that. I should not glue myself to the first one. So. Okay. Okay. I'm not too worried about it because it is bowed pretty bad on the inside, so I doubt the angles are going to line up perfectly. But I am keeping the, making sure I get that bevel going right. I'm never going to be dead on looking at it, so I'm not too worried about getting the spacing perfectly, so it does take some of the pressure off. Okay, I got those guys on there. And this is supposed to go on our old cross member cross. Yeah, I say it's pretty well. You can see the sag in it there. I don't think there's any. I don't think. I don't know. Ooh, you would. I just saw a crack forming up there. I'm not gonna push that. Okay, I was considering trying to straighten it, but that convinced me otherwise. Get a bit of on the right end. Down, I hope. Overcorrected there. That's kind of under recorrect. I can't think so. Okay, let's say a little low on that end, but once again, we're not going to be. This is the angle we're going to see it from most of the time, so I'm pretty okay with that. All right. Knock all those off for. Everything else seems to be sticking. Okay. Now, The windmills wind chimes. I just saw a YouTube short about windmills. I think I got my head on that. Okay. Wind bell is what they call it. Okay, let's see here. So, supposedly off of this guy. I'm not sure how to do that. Let's check something. I had a spare. Find it. So, in here. No. Okay, I think I've got it. Okay. That guy is going to be our saving grace, I think. Okay. Just side. Nice bore there. So my plan is I get all 3 strings through there, put some glue in there, and just let it, maybe see if I can inject the hot glue in there after all. Okay, the strings first, then we'll go from there. I think they should fit. They wouldn't stick to the tweezers. Okay. Up to there. Okay. It's still sticking to the tweet. What? Rubbing alcohol time. Let's clean these things off one time real good. Okay. Place to store all this stuff now. Okay. Take 2. This shouldn't be an issue. Tweezers here somewhere. Okay. 2 of them down. Still sticking. Use the clean ones. See it there? These are evidently not as tight as those. Can't even grab. No. Okay. I thought this was a good idea when I started. Okay, there we go. Nope. Oh, fall apart now. Yeah, I did. Plan B, because I've wasted all this time. Even bigger one. Because now I'm dedicated to this idea. Pretty sure. Okay. Okay, maybe. Got a burr on there, I'm not seeing. Sand it down good. Okay. Okay, I think that's gonna do it. Now just need to transfer to the other fingers, facing the right direction, and I'm gonna inject a bit of hot glue in there, just because I don't feel like playing around. See how bad I can burn myself. I did it upside down. Oh. Well, I'm certainly not going to redo it now. It should still be okay. Okay. Close up on there. Okay. I think that's going to work. Okay, now sort of tuck you in. I'm going to go right in front of the shutters here, I think. So I'll get my tweezers on the ready. Put up the clean ones that don't grab anything. And like I say, I'm going to ease it into there. Healthy dollop there. And then there. Okay. Not ideal, but I think it'll do the trick. So these things are going to be loose and down like so. I think that completes all the pieces on there. Still probably need to let some of the glue on the pots and the other things dry, so we're going to go on, actually get to work on our base platform for a minute. It's been a while since we've done anything to it, so that's looking forward to that. Well, these guys out of the way. These two are street here. We get our lamps that we made. They're just supposed to go on top of them. Let's see. I think I made them a little too tall. Can I use them back a bit? Yeah, we just push them down a little. So we get, yeah, so we can glue them, yeah, so it'll glue down to the surface there, yeah. You get nice and, okay. Yeah. And I do want to make sure I got that side that has the flap. I'll make sure it's not facing front. Probably want to try and make them face towards each other with those flaps. That way they won't show up in the mirror or from, yeah, I think that'll be, and they're a little loosey-goosey there, so let's go with the super glue. I think we should be able to get a good coat on that bottom bit. So, a little too much there, but should still be working. Okay. A few seconds. Alright. Perfect. Let's coat on you. Down. Pressure for a few seconds. Get that glue to bond. Okay. Now, need to have a little bit of fun making a mess, I think. Got some sand and some white glue. Supposed to get a little bit into our little notch here. So, oops, maybe too much there. Spread you out evenly. Up evenly. Alright. Down, make sure it gets a good coat of our glue. Shake out all the excess there. Okay, it didn't go into our... If I can get some into the little notch there. You can see it from the camera, but not. A little bit there. All right, I think that'll do it. Plenty left. I don't think we can use any more of it. Okay, and let's see. Scrape that into. Clean off our pavement there. Just push it into our little alcove. All right. Now, all right. And that completes page 21 and 22. Okay, still working on this. Get to hang out our steps and our railing here. So you're still out of the way down that. This guy goes in. A little crooked because I'm pushing against this lamp, I think. And the back corner is up against our mirror there. So, yeah, let me see if I can't shave a little bit of this off. Likewise on this upper part here. Let's knock it down so it's getting fairly close, I hope. Okay, let's see how that feels. Okay, I think I'm still bumping down here. Let me. I've got where to put it. I've got. Yes, I've got the tool for this. Where to go? Ah, there we go. Got my little battery-powered wannabe Dremel. So let's see. Okay. Now, that got us exactly the same spot it was before. Okay. Guess it wasn't meant to be. But I'll say I'm just going to make it. I think. Hoping the side will still go on. That's what I'm worried about, getting clearance when I put this other side on, more than anything. So I think, yeah, I'm just gonna go try and go straight with it. I think. Yeah. Okay. 37,000 for this, I believe. Oh, just nice, healthy drop. There. Yeah, this is our main bonding point, so there. Smooth it around, make sure we got the good distribution on the glue, and leave it be. Okay. Now, oh, we're actually going to start mounting the bookstore goes on top right away, so it goes right on there. Oh, like so. And I say that's where that paper floor comes in again. You know, it's got the shelf under there to reinforce it, but I would rather have had a piece of wood there, especially since we got that. That didn't sit well with me. Since we've already got the step going through the door there, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't just have a piece of wood there acting as a support. Okay. There. Now, I should have done this first. But, yeah, as a matter of fact, gotta do it first. Can't get access to it if I don't. It shows how little contact we got there. Okay, let's go super glue for our railing. Okay. Now I'll bring back in our bookshop. Okay. And some plants on the steps here. These guys. So we're going to go here, here, here. Okay, they call for a couple of little decorative rocks to go here in front of our little rock garden. A little. It says 2. We got 2 fairly big ones. I'm gonna go 5, like so. Just sort of try and get them in this general area. I'll drop a few of you guys in there. I don't know any showing back there. Okay. I want to get, see if I can get a piece of drop of glue. Maybe in there. I think I can slide this last one in there. Yeah. Okay. And they call like plants and stuff in there, but I'm not feeling that. I guess I think it's this plant. Looks like I've lost some flowers off of it, so I'm going to trim. Yeah, maybe I'll give it a shot. Trim these non-flowered ones off. Yeah, okay. I'll go with that. Okay. Now, uncoil our light here. It says number 2 is supposed to go through that hole, and it does not reach. I'm worried about. So, do I have any? Nope, there is no slack in there. So, I'm going to have to reassess where I put that one through. Will that reach? Let's see here. Okay, I can put it in. I see a place that'll. I think there's nothing there, so I think I can make it reach. Right about here. Right behind that shelf, so it won't show too much. There's our new hole. Here's where the original one went. It's not even close. Okay, so spin that around through there. Hot glue on the hole, maybe. I'll lift up the whole assembly. Okay. Now I'm going to give that a few minutes to. I was about to say settle down, but. I just broke out. Okay. Okay. Get you back in place. Now, I am going to give that a few minutes to dry and hopefully get stabilized so that doesn't happen again. Oh, I knocked all my rocks over. Just saw that. And my flowers and everything. Okay. Just lost another flower. Okay. I'll throw some more glue on this before I leave it, see if I can't convince it to stay in place. It doesn't want to go. Okay. Up on there. on there. Okay. Now I'm going to leave it alone for 20 or 30 minutes and hopefully let that dry and get... No, there you go again. Why are you falling over? No tension on that wire. Okay. Now I'm going to prop something up against this and take a break. Right, this will do. Doesn't need much, doesn't seem like. Okay. Going to give that 20 or 30 minutes to get solid, I hope. And I'll come back and... I think it's time to put this... Ooh, actually, hang on. I can just go ahead and put the side on. I don't have anything else to... Yeah, that's the last of the stuff, so I can... I can slap this guy on. Oh, don't have to do that. I can do that and clamp it, and that'll hold everything in place. Okay, so this guy goes on with a notch at the back. So let's keep you in place. Get you through there. Here out of the way. Get my clamps ready and expanded. And all right. Yeah. Here, maybe there. Okay. Here you go. Push. Put it on there. Across the front. Okay, and fill the other way now. Okay, that's irritating. So I'm going to have to use that's very irritating. That's not... Okay. So I'm pushing on there. Okay. Still doing it. Could be the wire, but that's... I feel like this build's about to fall apart on me. And then I blame that paper background. That should be wood. Okay. I think it's safe to say we're not going to get done tonight. Okay, so. And I just absorbed all my glue in on this. Cap. So. Okay, so I'm gonna have to put this side on and then get in there with some super glue. Is the only thing I can think of to sort of force it back the other way. It does appear to be sticking anyway. Sort of flush all the way around. So okay, I'm going to glue that in, or clamp this down. One more on the top here. Okay, so you're not going anywhere. Now, and another thing, it's saying we're supposed to put this piece on before we put that side on, so that would have made it even worse, I bet. Let's see if I can get a little swab out here. Super glue. To the corner there. Yep. I hope I got enough on there to make it stick. Okay, it's fighting it, but I think it's going to stay. Okay. Okay, now I'm definitely going to let all that glue get situated, but while I'm here, let's pop the lights on. Every time I try and put that battery in upside down. Okay, our little lights down there look really good. I guess, yeah, nothing. See, so we're seeing there in the mirror. Got a loose connection on those, so we have to redo that for the end of the day. They look really good down there, and as does our little sponge garden. The light in the shop does show in the mirror, but let's see if I can just solve that. So let's see if I can adjust that. Okay. No, that's where it's just going to live. I said, real obviously there in the, you can sort of see it there in the mirrors where I spotted it, but okay, but yeah, I am now finally gonna sit back and give this thing 20 or 30 minutes to dry and get stabilized, and then we'll come back and how much? Yeah, we're not gonna finish tonight because we're already closing in on that hour mark, aren't we? I'll do a couple more little things here tonight. I'll put the roof on, and then we'll button this thing up tomorrow, because there's a part that I'm going to skip a bunch of, but I'm going to try and do something with it. Alright, anyway, I'll be right back and we'll do a little bit more. So, alright, it's been a good 30 minutes now, so let's take these guys off. It looks like our super glue's held our building in place, so that's good. Let's see here, what else we got? Okay, everything, oh, turn the lights down, turn back up. Okay, let's see where I'm at here. Okay, I am going, okay, I'm going to go ahead and put our other building in here, because this just looks like we've had time for it to dry, so everything should be fairly stable on it. And run our last light on this string through our hole there. Okay, Squeeze you in. And that didn't work. Okay. So slide you back behind our steps down here. That's gonna pull you on through. I'll double that up and back it down if I have to. And that's gonna snug right in there pretty good. And that'll also, yeah, okay. Yeah, we're good and flush. Well, the bottom's flush here, and a little bit crooked on the top, which to be expected. But yeah, okay, we're gonna be doing good. There goes Neo again. Let me give her some privacy, and I'll come back and get some glue on this, and we'll finish up for the night. Okay, and I almost forgot to put our roof on back here. Wait a second, I think I might have flipped a page. Yeah, I did. Okay, yeah. Yeah, take it back out. I forgot, got more details to put on here. Okay. So I'll set you aside. Yeah, because this guy drops in there. Tweezers here. You go in. That lines up pretty close. Not perfect, but it's pretty okay. That will sort of, I think that'll give us an extra little bit of bonding between the roof and the wall there, so that'll be good. Okay, so looks like, actually, you look right here, the front has separated from there where I glued it, so the super glue held stronger than that. I think we'll still be okay on that. I'm sort of tempted to try. Yeah, may regret this, but I'm gonna try and get a dab of super glue between to stop that separation. Get it cleaned off real good here. Drop you in. Pressure. And 3 or 4 more seconds. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to go with the super glue on this too. Just like I say, give it that extra little bit of bonding. So, fairly healthy. Okay, go down that back edge. And then just do everything here. Just hope it hits where I need it to. And pop you in there. Down and back. And I'll give it a good 10 or 12 seconds of pressure here. I'm watching glue dry. Alright. That seems solid. Okay, my plan tonight. I'm not going to put this front building in. I'm going to finish my building, putting my stuff on this building. And then we'll start with that tomorrow, and tomorrow should finish us up. Start the week off with an easy, and I've already go ahead and tell you, I'm supposed to make 40 of these. I've got a plan that doesn't involve making 40 of these with string through the middle of them, and we'll see how that goes. But like I said, we'll get to that tomorrow, but I've got some percolating of my little noggin here. Okay, so where was I? Wrong page again. Okay, get our... these guys. We do got a few items to go on here, so this might take us a minute or 4. that's for tomorrow, so I'll set you right there. And this one, these guys are also for today. Okay, so we start off with our chair, and this is the one that's supposed to get the pillow in it, but I made the pillow way too big, so I'm going to substitute the pillow for a leftover book from my Mac's library. It sort of looks like a textbook that might sit on a chair there. So, start off with our chair all the way back in the corner, so just dollops on each leg. And plop you in back here. Get you clear of the edge because our railing can go on. And I drop on our stool or our chair, or maybe get the angle on. Likewise, I'm going to make sure and stay clear of that. I want to make sure I'm not going to interfere with my railing, so I'm going to sit it in sideways. So, that book may be a little bit big for that, but it's still, we'll deal with that. We'll live. And let's see, I think I wanted to do sort of this, this view of our thing. So I'm going to go in like that. I think I'm going to try the hot glue on that because I think that's going to be what's going to be get it in place. Dollop there and pop you in. Yeah. Okay. Then this plant goes here in front. Back to the B7000 for that. Let's do a ring around the rosy. Drop you in here. Okay. Working. Now, our railing, I think, is next. Okay, so these guys go down. I'm gonna go. Let's see if I can get the hot glue in place quick enough to work, because that worked really good on that table. Okay. I think that's gonna do. Okay. Do enough. Okay. This one. Like so. Not gonna line up perfectly, but I think you're gonna line up perfectly enough. Like I said, we're gonna have our building in the way here, so that corner is all it's gonna just barely show through there. Yeah. And so I think I'll just go with this for that then. Don't have to rush myself so much. Dollop there, and on that edge. Right. That. Now, last but not least, which I think I'm just going to make the sign up tonight, and then I'll mount it up tomorrow. That's my plan. These are the straps for our sign, and these guys go on top of our straps going down. Okay, so let me maybe reach. We'll do this one. I think will work. Should get us. Actually. But to do that, it's probably going to glue it to this thing. So I guess I better go ahead and just do it in place on the side here. So looks like a job for the old cell phone stand. Find out how set up that glue is too. They're supposed to go like right there. So let's do this gentle feed through there. Not laying down. Yeah. Cardboard's got a twist in it. Okay. Yeah, okay, we're just not going to have the runners then, so that'll make life easier. Just have our little, let's do me a bead. Through there. And just ease these guys into it. And we'll get the glue distributed. And guys out. A little bit of a gap, maybe. All right. Like I say, I'm glad I didn't put that other building in because I forgot we still got some doors to put on the bottom. We'll do that first thing tomorrow. But that, I think, is going to get us for tonight. It seems like we've made some real progress tonight. Let's get our lights on again here. And dim these guys down. I've got a loose connection on this batch, so that's going to hopefully not. Okay, maybe a little bit more. Other way. Get some light on there, it doesn't overpower me. Yeah, I'll say if that light in our bookstore is going to be an issue, but we're not. I think that's just one of those things you got to live with because wherever I messed up and didn't give enough slack in the wire, that's just. I say it's just one of those things. But everything else I think is looking really good. Got our good, like I say, it's good little Nook. I think I'm gonna really like it when it's all said and done. Let's say these are always a lot of work, a lot of stress on these delicate ones or intricate ones, I guess. But they're. It's one thing I'm going to appreciate it when it's done, but it's such a pain to do all these little tiny steps, and it takes so long. But like I say, it's one of they really pay off in the end. Is the good part, I guess. But that's where we'll call it tonight. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share. Do whatever you want to with all of that. Be good to one another. Stay safe, and click on a link. That's subscribe to the channel up there. That's subscribe to my other channel, sort of an experimental thing going on. This is what YouTube thinks you should watch, and that over there is the playlist for this build. I'll see you next time.